Yo, what is up, my dudes? This is Divine Plays, and this is going to be a Ganryu tips and advice video. So in this video, I'm simply just going to give my own tips or advice and explain how I play the character in hopes that you all can take at least something from it and help improve your gameplay. So for when it comes to starting your offense, Ganryu can be very scary when, like I said, given momentum or a chance to start his offense. A lot of his moves continuously move him closer to his opponent, making it fairly difficult to stay away from him. For example, I like to start most of my offense with his 2-1. On hit, it's a natural combo at +8. And then on block... Oh wait, I can do this. On block, it's safe at -3. But if you transition into his stance, I don't know how you pronounce it, I'm just going to call it his Tai Chi stance. But yeah, and you can access this by doing 3+4, or you can do 2-1, 3+4. You can also do back 2-1, 3+4, and you get this stance. But yeah, back to 2-1. So by doing 2-1, 3+4, on hit, you're actually +12. And then on block, oh, hold on. On block, you're +1. If you plan to use 2-1, I recommend always, or almost always, going into his stance. If your opponent blocks the 2-1 while you transition into your stance, if you do Tai Chi 1, it will trade with jabs. But yeah, like I said, if he blocks it. If you're looking to fish for some poke damage, you can also start your offense with down 4-1. And then you can also confuse your opponent a little bit with timing, because his... the full extension of his down 4-1 is down 4-1, 4-1. And you can delay these quite a bit. So for example, if you just throw it out there, it looks like this. But if you delay it, but do be careful not to spam this, because if your opponent starts to see it, they can actually duck under that last hit and launch you if they're quick enough. Let me see if I can actually demonstrate that for you guys. That's not even close to the right move. So yeah, you do have to actually react pretty fast. So right there, I didn't get the launch punish. Oh, I messed it up. Well, I got it the first time. Yeah, it's pretty hard to... The window to actually launch punish this move is pretty small. When it comes to mix-ups, I mainly use his sit stance 1 or his sit stance 2. And sit stance 2 is actually a launcher. You can probably get something like this. This is something I do. But yeah, if they don't block it, then you get the combo. But if not, just do sit stance 1. Does 27 damage, so it is pretty chunky. And keep in mind that sit stance 2, though it is a launch, there are a couple of characters that this does not actually work on. Fakumram is actually one of the characters that I found out recently that it does not work on. Another mix-up that I do a lot is his Tai Chi stance, back 1+2. His stance, forward 1+2. His down back 1+2. Or his 1+2. For the low mix-up, I've seen many players opt for 3, stance 3 over back 1+2 for the low mix-up. But me personally, I prefer to use back 1+2. On hit, this move is +9, but on block, it's actually let me get this guy to block this. Not random guard. On block, this is actually -12, and then the back 1+2. On hit, you get +5, but you are grounded. And then as you guys saw, on block, you're actually at -24. So you're probably thinking, that sounds terrible. Why would you do this compared to the stomp? Looking at frames alone, yeah, it's pretty bad. But because of the fact that you're grounded, not many characters can actually get a decent punish. There could be more, but Noctis is the only character that I've found so far that can actually launch punish this move. Another reason why I prefer it is because it high crushes. And if your opponent isn't expecting it, you could also do silly things like this. Flip over like that, do this, and then do something like that. Next is counter hit. Ganryu's counter hit game isn't too bad. It's actually pretty scary to deal with. And if you know your opponent likes to press buttons, fishing for counter hits with down 4 or 2-4 can be pretty reliable. You could also play decent keep out with down 1+2 and forward 4-2. And both down 1+2 and forward 4-2 on counter hit will go into a 3-way throw mix-up, where your opponent will have to guess either a 1 break, 2 break, or 1+2 break. So let me get this guy to do this. Let me get this going. Counter hit with down 1+2, and then counter hit with forward 4-2. And again, your opponent is forced to guess either a 1 break, 2 break, or 1+2 break. So for launchers during the neutral game, I would recommend using forward 1+2. It's a 13 frame high launcher that's safe on block at -8. And this is actually a move that I see Saint use a lot. And if this is just me personally, but if my opponent isn't reacting well to me using down back 2, I'll actually use down back 2 quite a lot. It is launch punishable, but I mean, if your opponent's not reacting to it, then I don't see why not. It is extremely slow of a move though, so if you see your opponent is starting to block it, maybe tone down the usage because it will get you launch punished, like I said. I would try to limit its usage to when you want to high crush your opponent, because this high crushes. But if you want to use a low, just stick to low pokes like down 4-3 or stance 3 or back 1+2, whichever one you fancy. I also like to use sit stance 2. Again, it's a launch punishable move. So you want to mix it up. That's not it. You want to mix it up with this move right here, which is safe on block. But after sit stance, if you don't feel like doing a move, you can simply just back roll, forward roll, or if you feel like it, you can make Fat Boy do the splits. Next is his throw game. Ganryu's throw game consists of his normal throws, 2 1+2 throws, and then 3 throws that goes into a 3-way mix-up. 2 of those being the counter hits that I just showed you guys a second ago. His counter hit down 1+2, counter hit forward 2, and the other one is just his stance 1+2. So Ganryu's forward 1+4, not 1+4, it's his 2+3 command throw gives you a chunky 40 damage, and then his forward 1+4 does 28 damage, but it gives you 5 frames to do whatever you want with. So just like Marduk's Ballet Tudo tackle, Ganryu's 3-way throw mix-up can actually become pretty overwhelming for your opponent. So against aggressive players, down 1+2 and forward 2, and his stance 1+2 will make them slow down a little bit on their offense, giving you an opportunity to be more aggressive. So yeah, I like to use this move a lot. On block, it is +1. And like I said, on counter hit, you get some pretty big damage, or pretty chunky damage if they guess wrong. Next, I want to talk about just a little bit of his evasive moves. You have back forward 1. That's just forward 1. That's just forward 1 again. And back forward 1. And you also have this move right here. It's back, down, forward 1, which is, I don't know, that half circle. I don't know these notations. But with back forward 1, Ganryu takes a big step back and pretty much slaps his opponent, turning them around on hit. If you successfully land this move, you're actually given a mix-up opportunity for big damage. So for example, if your opponent doesn't duck, this right here is guaranteed. But if your opponent does decide to crouch, you can do 1+2, 1+2. I guess for combo examples, what I like to do is $138 damage. Actually, you know what? I'll show you the combo ender with the stance back 1+2, since that's the one that actually lands the most. If I can land it. $118. And then the other one 115. For the other move, the half circle one, you can get something like this. Well, if they don't block it, it'd be 92, I think. Let me get this guy to just stand guard. I lied, 87. Next, some combos, I guess with no walls. This combo that I'm about to show you will work for down 4-2, down back 2, counter hit, down 4, while standing 2, and while standing 1+2. While standing 1+2 looks like this. So what I would do is going through the moves, after the launch, you do 2-1, or back 2-1, 3+4. And then from stance, you would go 1, and then back 4. So that'd be the tailspin, and then you dash, do 1+2, and then 3+4. And then from here, you can go for back 1+2, forward 1+2, or if you're feeling daring, you can go down back 1+2. And then for a raise drive combo, you could probably do something like this. I screwed it up. No, I screwed it up again. There we go. 84 damage. For forward, 1+2, I do something like this. So it's basically the same combo as the one I was just showing you earlier. The very first combo I showed you. Just slightly different. So after forward, 1+2, you go into a jab. And then into up forward, 1+2, 3+4. Into stance 1, back 1, dash, this shenanigans, the mix-up. And then for sidestep right 1, instead of a 1 jab, you're going to do the exact same combo as the previous one I just showed you, but instead of doing a 1 jab, you're going to do a 2 jab. For wall combos, some stuff, or the wall combo that I like to do is his 2-1, back, 1-2, 1-2, so on, so on. Oh, hold on. There we go. You can also do 2-1-2, down 1. And this only works if your opponent does not back row. And then it's also the same thing with back 1-1-1, down, or back 1-1-1, down 1. Oh, hold on, let me reset it. And if you're a little bit just a little bit too far away from the wall, and you have to dash in to get the wall combo, and you just can't quite make the 2-1 or the back 1-1-1. You can also just do back 2-1 while standing 4. So for the neutral game, before I end this video, most of the time I like to, usually you want to be like up here, you know, harassing your opponent, but there are times where they do actually get away from you and you're just stuck out here in this kind of range. I like to utilize this low right here a lot from just being this far out, because again, you see how far this hits. This hits from 3 back dashes away, so it's pretty far. It hits pretty far. Another one I use is his sit stance. Sit stance 3+4, and he tumbles across the floor for pretty far distance and hits your opponent. And I don't believe these can be low parried. I mean, I don't see why they would be able to, since he is using his entire body. But yeah, again, during the neutral game, if you're out here this far and you can't quite get in, utilizing this is a pretty good way to get in. Maybe not do a get up kick, but probably just roll in and then just block wait till they do their moves or something, and then just come in and do your, just pressure them. And I guess some quick frame tech on block. If you do forward 4-4-3, sorry, 4-4-3, you're +5. So after that, you can do forward 2, and you'll get, if they try to interrupt it, they'll actually try to do, or you'll actually get a knockdown. And this also goes the same way for on hit down forward 3. You're +5, so again, you would get a knockdown counter hit forward 2 if they try to do something, or if they're pressing buttons. But alright, that's going to be it for this character tips and advice video. Again, I just wanted to share my knowledge of Ganryu with you guys. Hopefully you guys were able to take something from it. If there's some stuff I'm missing or didn't talk about in this video, feel free to leave a comment down below. And yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.